Today is August 8th, 2024. 10 years ago, on this exact day, a man from Texas would end up releasing and creating one of the largest horror game franchises of all time, Five Nights at Freddy's. And during 2014, little 10-year-old me didn't realize that Five Nights at Freddy's would have a major impact on not only my life, but my online following. Hey everyone, this is Nathan here from NQ Productions, and in today's video, I'm going to be talking about Five Nights at Freddy's and how this iconic horror franchise impacted my life over the years. It might sound crazy and over-exaggerated, but it's true. FNAF has been a part of me for a very long time, and if it wasn't for Five Nights at Freddy's, I wouldn't be where I am today online. So, to celebrate FNAF's 10-year anniversary, I wanted to make this video discussing how I got introduced to Five Nights at Freddy's and how I ended up becoming a fan of the franchise, and how I got into making my videos and animations all about this silly and spooky series. So, without further ado, let's get into it. Now, I'm not going to go over how Cawthon created Five Nights at Freddy's in detail since there's already been a bunch of YouTube videos going over that. But, to make a long story short, Cawthon back in the day made mostly Christian-oriented games and a few other indie games. One of them was Chipper & Sons Lumber Co., and everyone hated that game for the creepy-looking characters. And Scott used that criticism to make Five Nights at Freddy's, and the rest is history. Now, let's focus on how I got introduced to Five Nights at Freddy's. It all started back in the fall of 2014, around the release date of Five Nights at Freddy's 2. I was on the school bus on my way to school. I was in the 6th grade at the time, sitting in my bus seat, when I noticed the kid in front of me was playing a game on his phone. I curiously asked the kid, "What are you playing?" And then the kid said, "Oh, I'm just playing this cool game called Five Nights at Freddy's." I then told him that I didn't know what FNAF was, and the kid looked a bit surprised. So then, after school was all said and done that day, I was at home googling Five Nights at Freddy's on YouTube, and that's when I really started getting into FNAF. Over on YouTube, I watched a bunch of FNAF videos and animations. Of course, there's Markiplier's iconic Let's Play videos on the series, and they rightfully get a ton of views and attention.
Was that the bite of 87?
There's also the FNAF animations for iHasCupquake, which were done by Jaden Animations, and fun fact, I didn't know who Jaden even was when I first watched her FNAF animations that she did for iHasCupquake. Yeah, I didn't know who Jaden Animations was back then. Then there was also hotdiggedydemons Fazbear Friends animation, which was something I should not have watched at 11 years old.
McNuggets.
Oh, and also, in case you're wondering, yes, it is 1,000 times better than Zamination's Fazbear Friends. Ugh. And then I've saved the biggest series of FNAF videos that I watched the most for last, and that was Game Theory's videos on the lore of Five Nights at Freddy's.
Welcome to Game Theory.
Watching all of MatPat's theories discussing the hidden secrets and messages, the deep lore and mysterious stories of Five Nights at Freddy's is what got me hooked into FNAF. If it wasn't for me watching Game Theory's FNAF videos, I wouldn't have become a FNAF fan. And I also did watch other FNAF theories as well from other YouTubers, since it was interesting to see what other people's thoughts on the story and lore was. So yeah, those are the YouTube videos that got me into FNAF. That, alongside playing the game for myself on my old iPad mini as well as over on Steam for a bit, was what made me an official Five Nights at Freddy's fan. And now we get to the part where I talk about my FNAF YouTube animations. Now, way before I started YouTube, I was always a fan of animated content. I loved watching animated movies and shows, and I always liked watching animated videos on YouTube. Eventually, I created this channel back in September of 2014, and around 2016 to 2017, I started making some of my very first animations. One of which was my first Death of Purple Guy animation. And although it is definitely rough around the edges nowadays, it's still not a bad video, and people seem to like it for the most part. Seeing people enjoy my early FNAF content and FNAF animations gave me the motivation to keep going with making animated YouTube videos as well as my heavily edited and original content on my newly created YouTube channel. Fast forward to the end of 2019, and after recently buying myself an XP Pen Artist 12 Pro tablet, I got an idea to do a remastered animation of my old 2017 Death of Purple Guy animation. So then I spent the next handful of months animating the Death of Purple Guy Remastered, and I eventually uploaded that video in March of 2020. Little did I realize though that March 2020 was the perfect release date for the Death of Purple Guy Remastered. A few days later, after I uploaded the video, the COVID-19 pandemic shut down the world, and everyone was forced to stay home, which means that those people that stayed home had nothing to do but browse YouTube and the internet. And when they see this new, well-animated and well-written animation based on an iconic moment from a popular video game series, that's a recipe for success. And it was. As you all know, the Death of Purple Guy Remastered ended up becoming my most viewed video of all time. And nowadays, that animation sits at over 10 million views. Because of that animation success, it led me to making even more FNAF animations, like the Bite of 83 animation, the Follow Me music video, You Saw Nothing, Mario's Night at Freddy's, and so much more. And after all of those animations, as well as my other videos got made, my channel kept growing, eventually getting to over 100,000 subscribers by the spring of 2023, which brings us to today, where NQ Productions has reached to around 125,000 subscribers, and that wouldn't be possible if it wasn't for Five Nights at Freddy's. I wouldn't have a channel here on YouTube with over 100,000 subscribers if it wasn't for my Five Nights at Freddy's animations and videos that have gotten hundreds of thousands to millions of views. That's why FNAF is such a huge deal to me, because I wouldn't have made my FNAF animations, I wouldn't have gotten this popular on YouTube, and I wouldn't have had the opportunity to be a part of this amazing community of fans if it wasn't for Scott Cawthon creating Five Nights at Freddy's exactly 10 years ago today. So this video has now just become a big thank you to everyone that has impacted me from the FNAF community. Markiplier for his FNAF Let's Play videos, iHasCupquake and Jaden Animations for their FNAF content, and especially MatPat for his FNAF theories. Oh, and of course, you guys. The continued support you guys have given me over the years is greatly appreciated, and it's why I'm still able to make these YouTube videos and animations to this very day, and I hope I can keep making videos for as long as I can. So, that's the story of how Five Nights at Freddy's has impacted my life and how I got into the series. I hope you all enjoyed this video, and if you want to see more FNAF content from me, make sure to leave a like, hit the notification bell, and the subscribe button. The support is greatly appreciated. And I will see you guys all in the next video. See ya.